Sardines are one of the true unsung heroes of the culinary world, tiny fish that pack an astonishing nutritional punch. They are one of the very few kinds of seafood that naturally remain exceptionally low in mercury. This crucial characteristic makes them one of the safest and healthiest choices you can enjoy on a frequent basis. These small, silvery fish are absolutely loaded with good things for your body, from your heart and brain to the very structure of your bones. They are a powerhouse of high-quality protein, heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, bone-building calcium, a suite of important vitamins that your body depends on for daily function and long-term vitality. They truly are a superfood hiding in plain sight on the supermarket shelf. But here's the thing. Most people make at least a few significant mistakes that can inadvertently drain away those wonderful benefits. These common errors can spoil the taste, diminish the nutritional value, and even negatively affect their health. Think about it for a moment. In the grocery aisle, standing in front of a wall of brands, are you sure you're picking the right kind? How do you handle leftovers? Do you store them safely to preserve freshness and nutrition? Or do you let them go bad by leaving them in the opened can? Have you rinsed sardines under running water, thinking it removes salt or oil? Here's the biggest question, a nearly universal mistake. Are you tossing out the part of the sardine with the most concentrated nutrition? In this comprehensive guide, we will walk you through step by step the most common mistakes people make when eating sardines. Our goal is to transform your entire perspective on this humble tinned fish. By the end of our journey together, you will know precisely how to select, store, prepare, and enjoy sardines the way they were always meant to be eaten. Unlocking their maximum nutritional power. Before we jump into the details, please take a moment to tap that like button and subscribe. And to let us know that you're excited to learn with us, please type yes in the comments section below so we know you're ready to dive in. Right, let's dive in. Let's dive right into one of the most common slip-ups we see people make with sardines, painstakingly pulling out all those little bones. At first, it might seem like the sensible thing to do. We're taught from a young age to be wary of fish bones. And with bigger fish, that's absolutely correct. Their bones can be sharp, pose a choking hazard, and are generally unpleasant to find in a mouthful of food. It's a habit born from caution, and it's a good one to have for most seafood. But here's where sardines rewrite the rules. Their bones are a world apart. They are completely edible, surprisingly soft, and perfectly safe to chew and swallow. The magic happens during the canning process. The sardines are subjected to high heat and intense pressure, a method that essentially pressure cooks them right in the can. This process softens the bones to the point where they become brittle and crumbly, easily mashed with just a fork. You likely won't even detect them when you're eating. More importantly, those tiny bones are nutritional powerhouses. Think of it like the skin on an apple or a potato. It's where so much of the goodness is concentrated. They are loaded with minerals. Just one serving of bone-in sardines can provide over a third of your daily calcium needs, which is crucial for maintaining strong bones and preventing osteoporosis, a particular concern as we age. But it doesn't stop there. They're also a fantastic source of phosphorus and vitamin D, which work in tandem with calcium to maximize absorption and support your skeletal system. So when you meticulously remove those bones, you're not just creating a tedious task for yourself. You're actively throwing away some of the most valuable nutrients the fish has to offer. You're discarding the very elements that make sardines a superfood for bone health. Yes, you can find boneless and skinless sardines in the store, but they come with a triple penalty. First, they usually cost significantly more due to the extra processing. Second, the deboning process is rough on the delicate fish, often leaving you with broken, mangled pieces instead of firm fillets. And third, as we've just discussed, they're nutritionally inferior. You're literally paying more money for less nutrition and a worse-looking product. The solution couldn't be simpler. Embrace the bones. Mash them right in with the rest of the fish. They'll blend seamlessly, adding a powerhouse of nutrients without affecting the flavor or texture. Now, for our next common mistake, one that happens before you even get the can home. It's the classic dilemma in the grocery aisle, choosing sardines packed in water instead of those packed in oil. At first glance, Packed in water sounds like the healthier, leaner option. For decades, we were told to fear fat, so it's a natural assumption. But when it comes to sardines, this choice is a major misstep. The truth is, when you choose water over oil, you're sacrificing both flavor and critical nutritional benefits. Sardines are naturally rich in incredibly healthy fats, most notably omega-3 fatty acids like EPA and DHA. These are the good fats that are famous for lowering inflammation, protecting your heart, and supporting brain function. These oils are also what keep the fish naturally moist and flavorful. When sardines are packed in a quality oil, like extra virgin olive oil, that oil helps preserve these delicate fats. Furthermore, sardines contain fat-soluble vitamins, including vitamins A, D, and K. Your body literally cannot absorb these vitamins without fat. So the oil in the can isn't just a packing medium, it's an absorption vehicle, ensuring you get the full nutritional spectrum from the fish. Water, on the other hand, does the fish no favors. Over time in the can, water can actually leach out some of the fish's natural oils and flavors, leaving you with a product that is bland, dry, and has a disappointingly chalky texture. Some people even report a faint metallic taste developing in water-packed fish over time. Oil, by contrast, acts as a natural preservative, a protective barrier that shields the fish from air and locks in moisture and flavor. In fact, tinned fish connoisseurs will tell you that high-quality sardines packed in good olive oil are like fine wine. They actually improve with age. As they sit in your pantry, the flavors of the fish and the oil meld and deepen, resulting in an even richer, more complex, and delicious product. So if you want sardines that taste incredible and deliver their maximum nutritional payload, always skip the water-packed tins. Go for the ones packed in a quality oil, preferably extra virgin olive oil. And here's a pro tip: don't drain that oil. It's full of flavor and dissolved nutrients. Use it to make a dressing, toss it with pasta, or simply let it soak into your toast. Here's a mistake nearly everyone makes at some point, and it has to do with leftovers. You open a can, use half of it, and leave the rest in the open can in the fridge. This seems harmless, but it's a major food quality and safety blunder. While a sealed, unopened can of sardines can last for years, the moment you pop that lid, a countdown begins. The protective, oxygen-free environment is gone, and the clock starts ticking fast. As soon as the sardines are exposed to air, the process of oxidation begins. This is a chemical reaction where oxygen attacks the delicate fats in the fish. This process, also known as going rancid, not only creates off flavors and unpleasant smells, but it actively breaks down and destroys the valuable omega-3 fatty acids, the very nutrients you're eating the sardines for in the first place. But there's another problem: the can itself. The thin protective lining inside a tin can is designed to be stable in an oxygen-free environment. Once you open it and introduce air, the food can begin to react with the metal of the can. This reaction can leach a distinct and unpleasant metallic taste into your food, completely ruining the flavor of your leftover sardines. That's why food safety experts are unanimous on this point. Never store leftovers in an open can. The moment you know you won't be finishing the tin, you should transfer the remaining sardines and their oil into a clean, airtight container. Glass is the ideal choice as it's non-reactive, but a BPA-free plastic container works too. Pouring the oil over them helps to continue protecting them from air. Stored this way, your sardines will stay fresh, safe, and delicious for 2 to 3 days. It's a simple 2-minute habit that preserves the quality, safety, and nutritional integrity of your food. Finally, let's talk about the can itself, long before you ever open it. Many people operate under the assumption that canned food is indestructible and lasts forever. While canning is an amazing preservation method, that assumption is dangerously false. Properly stored sardines can indeed remain in excellent condition for 5 years or even more. But properly stored is the key phrase. Their biggest enemies are heat, direct sunlight, and moisture. Storing cans in a hot car, on a sunny windowsill, or in a cabinet above your stove can heat the contents, accelerating chemical reactions that degrade the texture and nutrients, and can even compromise the can seal over time. You must always inspect your cans before buying and before opening. If you see a can that is bulging or swollen, this is a major red flag. It can indicate the growth of bacteria, including the one that causes botulism. Never ever consume the contents of a bulging can. Also, look for significant rust that could compromise the can's integrity or any deep sharp dents, especially on the top or bottom seams. While a small dent on the side is usually harmless, a dent on a seam can break the airtight seal and allow contaminants inside. If you see any of these signs, bulges, leaks, deep seam dents, or significant rust, don't take chances. Just throw it out. It's also worth knowing that not all sardines age equally well. Those packed in acidic sauces, like tomato or mustard, have a shorter high-quality shelf life. The acid can slowly break down the fish's texture over several years. Oil-packed sardines are the most stable. A great habit to adopt is first in, first out. When you buy new cans, put them at the back of your pantry and move the older ones to the front. This ensures you're always rotating your stock and eating the oldest cans first. Your pantry should be a cool, dark, and dry place. A cupboard away from the stove and dishwasher or a basement shelf are ideal spots. With just a little bit of care in how you select, store, and handle your sardines, you can ensure that every can you open is fresh, safe, and ready to give you all the incredible nutrition it promises. The humble sardine. For many of us, it's the ultimate convenience food. Pop the top, grab a fork, and you've got a quick, no-fuss source of protein. It's reliable, it's simple, and that's one of its greatest strengths. But here's the downside, a trap many of us fall into. If you only ever eat them straight from the can, you're standing at the doorway of a culinary adventure, but never stepping inside. You miss out on a world of flavor, texture, and variety that can elevate this simple fish from a mere snack to a star ingredient. The first step is a simple but powerful shift in mindset. Think of the sardine not as a finished product, but as a versatile ingredient, a building block for countless delicious meals. Let's start with something incredibly easy. Instead of eating them whole, try mashing them. A fork is all you need. Combine them with a dollop of Greek yogurt for a tangy, creamy base, or a ripe avocado for a buttery, nutrient-dense spread. Even a simple drizzle of high-quality extra virgin olive oil can transform them into a rustic pâté. This simple mash becomes a protein-rich foundation for one of the best quick lunches you can make: the open-faced sardine sandwich or sardine toast. Now, let's build on that. On a slice of hearty toasted sourdough or rye, layer your sardine spread. Then, add your flair. For a classic Mediterranean-style bite that feels gourmet but takes only minutes, think bright and briny. A sprinkle of capers, thin slivers of red onion, juicy slices of ripe tomato, and a scattering of fresh dill or parsley. Each element adds a layer of complexity and freshness that cuts through the richness of the fish. But don't stop at cold preparations. Sardines also shine in hot meals, where their flavor deepens and melds beautifully with other ingredients. A classic trick used by Italian nonnas is to stir them into a simple tomato-based pasta sauce. As they cook, the sardines break down and practically melt into the sauce, infusing it with a savory umami depth that you just can't get from anything else. It's like a secret weapon for a richer, more complex marinara. Thinking beyond Europe, add them to a vegetable stir-fry. Their robust flavor stands up well to bold ingredients like garlic, ginger, and soy sauce. Just toss them in near the end of cooking. And yes, even pizza gets an upgrade. Forget the controversy. Sardines, paired with black olives, red onion, and a sprinkle of chili flakes, create a salty, savory, and slightly spicy topping that's truly unforgettable. These pairings aren't just about taste, they're about nutrition. This is a concept called food synergy, where combining certain foods enhances your body's ability to absorb their nutrients. For instance, sardines are packed with iron. When you eat them with vitamin C-rich foods, like the tomatoes on your toast, a squeeze of lemon juice, or bell peppers in a salad, you significantly boost your body's ability to absorb that iron. This is especially important for maximizing the benefits from any plant-based iron in your meal. Similarly, sardines are a rare natural source of vitamin D, which is crucial for calcium absorption. So when you eat sardines, you're not just getting calcium from their tiny edible bones. You're also getting the vitamin D needed to put that calcium to work, building and maintaining your own bone health. Pairing them with leafy greens, another source of calcium, creates a powerful bone-supporting combination. Now, if you've tried sardines once and decided they weren't for you, I want you to listen closely. Many people assume a sardine is a sardine, that they're all alike, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Thinking all sardines taste the same is like thinking all cheese tastes like a plastic-wrapped single. Just as with wine, coffee, or olive oil, the world of sardines is incredibly diverse. They vary immensely in flavor, texture, size, and quality, influenced by everything from where they were caught to how they were prepared. This is the key to truly falling in love with them, finding the ones that suit palate. Let's start with their origin, or what we might call their merroir, the marine equivalent of terroir. The waters they swim in have a profound impact. Atlantic sardines, for instance, can taste very different from their Mediterranean or Pacific cousins. A key factor is water temperature. Fish from colder waters, like the prized bristling sardines from Norway or Scotland, need to build up more fat to survive. This results in a fish that is often smaller, with a firmer, meatier texture and a clean, less fishy flavor. Conversely, sardines from the warmer waters of the Mediterranean, like those from Portugal or Spain, tend to be larger, softer in texture, and have a richer, more pronounced flavor profile. Neither is better, they're just different, offering unique experiences for different preparations. And the liquid they're packed in? That's not just for preservation, it's a critical flavor component. This is where you can really start to customize your experience. The most traditional packing is olive oil, which helps preserve the fish's moist texture and adds its own fruity, peppery notes. A high-quality sardine packed in excellent extra virgin olive oil is a delicacy in itself. Sardines in water or brine offer the purest, most unadulterated fish flavor. They're a great choice if you're watching calories, or if you plan to add the sardines to a dish where you want to control the flavors yourself. Then you have the flavored options. Tomato sauce adds a sweet and tangy element, creating a nearly complete sauce right out of the can. Mustard sauce provides a sharp, zesty counterpoint that beautifully cuts through the natural richness of the fish. So, if your only experience is with one specific type of sardine that didn't appeal to you, please don't write them all off. It's like trying one type of apple and deciding you don't like apples. Your perfect sardine is out there waiting for you. I encourage you to be an explorer. Next time you're at the store, pick up a can that's different from your last one. If you had sardines in water, try them in olive oil. If you had a brand from the Pacific, try one from Portugal. Exploring different brands, origins, and packing styles isn't just about finding one you can tolerate. It's about discovering a new favorite food that can completely change your experience. Because sardines are such bold, flavorful little fish, they need the right partners on the plate. Their distinct taste is a feature, not a flaw, but it requires thoughtful pairing. One of the biggest mistakes people make is either trying to completely mask the flavor or pairing it with ingredients that clash instead of complement. So here's the golden rule of cooking with sardines. They crave contrast. Their wonderful natural richness and oiliness are at their absolute best when balanced by something bright, fresh, or acidic. These contrasting elements act like a spotlight, cutting through the richness and making the sardine's own flavor shine even brighter. Think of a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, a splash of sharp vinegar, the briny pop of a caper or an olive, the crisp bite of a radish, or the clean green notes of fresh parsley, dill, or cilantro. These aren't just garnishes, they are essential components that create a harmonious and delicious bite. So, what should you actively avoid? The main culprits are ingredients that are also very rich, heavy, or fatty. Think heavy cream sauces, dishes laden with butter, or thick, gloopy mayonnaise. When you pair an oily fish with more oil or heavy cream, you get a compounding effect. Instead of balance, you get a dish that feels heavy and cloying on the palate. Another category to be wary of is overly sweet pairings. While a hint of sweetness can work in some sauces, pairing sardines directly with something like a sweet fruit jam will often create a jarring clash. Let's visualize this. Picture a piece of toasted artisan bread. On one we have sardines lightly mashed with olive oil, topped with a generous squeeze of fresh lemon, some chopped parsley, and a few capers. The first bite is bright, savory, and refreshing. The acid cuts the richness, the herbs add freshness, and the fish tastes clean and delicious. Now, picture another piece of toast, with those same sardines smothered in a thick, heavy cheddar cheese sauce. The first bite is just rich. The cheese and the oily fish combine into a single heavy note that coats your mouth. The nuance of the sardine is gone, buried under more fat. The double richness makes the entire thing hard to enjoy. The difference is all in the pairing. When you learn to embrace contrast and explore the incredible variety available, sardines transform. They go from being just fish in a can to a sophisticated gourmet ingredient that can make any meal feel fresh, vibrant, and truly unforgettable. It might seem like the right thing to do. You open a can of sardines, and your first instinct, especially if you're worried about salt or oiliness, is to give them a quick rinse under the tap. But this is one of the most common and surprisingly detrimental mistakes you can make. Before you turn on that faucet, let's talk about what's really happening inside that can. Think of the canning process not just as preservation, but as a slow, continuous marination. Inside that sealed tin, a beautiful exchange happens. The firm, flavorful fish gently releases some of its essence into the surrounding liquid. But it's not just flavor that's on the move. Crucial health-boosting nutrients, particularly the fat-soluble ones, are part of this migration. Key nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, vital for heart and brain health, and vitamin D, the sunshine vitamins so important for our bones, seep out of the fish and enrich the oil or sauce they're packed in. When you rinse them, you're literally washing a significant portion of those very benefits down the drain. You're not just losing a little oil, you're losing concentrated nutrition that has been developing for months. And beyond the nutrients, you're also washing away the deep, savory flavor that has matured over time. With sardines packed in oil, rinsing creates another problem entirely. We all know oil and water don't mix. The water creates a slick, unpleasant film on the surface of the fish, making them difficult to handle. They lose their firm integrity, often breaking apart into a mushy, unappetizing mess. You've not only stripped them of flavor and nutrients, but you've also ruined the satisfying texture. If salt is your concern, a much better solution is to buy low-sodium varieties or simply reduce the salt in the rest of your meal. Let the natural brininess of the fish provide the seasoning. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the fishy factor. For many, this is the single biggest hurdle. Perhaps you had a bad experience with a low-quality brand years ago, or the very idea of a strong fish flavor is off-putting. It's a common concern, but it's often based on a misunderstanding of what a high-quality sardine should taste like. There's a huge difference between fishy and flavorful. A fishy taste often indicates a lack of freshness or poor processing. A high-quality sardine, on the other hand, tastes of the ocean itself. It's a clean, savory flavor with a gentle brininess that speaks to its origins. Good sardines should taste rich and satisfying, like a fresh ocean breeze, not overpowering. The secret, embraced by chefs worldwide, isn't to mask this flavor, but to complement and elevate it. The principle is simple. Balance richness with brightness. Acid is your best friend here. A generous squeeze of fresh lemon juice cuts through the richness and makes the flavors pop. A splash of red wine vinegar does the same. Then introduce fresh herbs like parsley, dill, or chives to add a vibrant green note. Even a few capers or some thinly sliced red onion can provide a sharp, piquant contrast that turns a simple sardine into a gourmet experience. So instead of writing sardines off, experiment with pairings. Try them on sourdough toast with Dijon mustard, or mash them with avocado and lime. You'll be surprised how quickly that fishy flavor you were worried about transforms into a deep, savory, umami element that you'll not only tolerate, but actively crave. If rinsing sardines is a misdemeanor, then this next mistake is a culinary felony. Draining the oil and pouring it down the sink. That golden liquid isn't waste or simple packing material. It's where some of the best flavor and nutrition are hiding. It's a treasure trove you're throwing away. Remember that slow marination? The high-quality oil in the can has been patiently absorbing the essence of the sardines. It's become infused with those heart-healthy omega-3s and fat-soluble vitamins like D and E, along with a deep, savory flavor you can't replicate. It's not just oil anymore. It's liquid nutrition, a flavor-packed infusion. So what can you do with it? The possibilities are endless. Use it as the base for a salad vinaigrette to add incredible depth. Start your next pasta sauce by sautéing onions and garlic in it. Drizzle it over roasted vegetables or a bowl of soup, or for the simplest pleasure, just dip fresh bread into it. If you don't use it all, pour it into a small jar and save it in the fridge. Sardine oil is simply too valuable to waste. Treat it like the secret ingredient it really is. Now, while sardines are a health powerhouse, there are a few important cautions. For those managing high blood pressure, the sodium in standard sardines can be a concern. Actively seek out cans labeled "no salt added" or "low sodium." For individuals with a history of gout, be mindful. Sardines are high in purines, which can raise uric acid levels. This doesn't mean you must avoid them, but moderation is crucial, as heavy consumption could potentially trigger a flare-up. For expectant mothers, sardines are fantastic for a baby's brain development due to their high omega-3 content and low mercury levels. However, it's still wise to be mindful of sodium and the extra calories from oil-packed varieties if you're eating them often. In all these cases, the best course of action is to check with your doctor or a registered dietitian to understand what's right for your specific health situation. To be clear, for most healthy people, sardines are an incredibly safe and beneficial food to enjoy regularly. These cautions are not meant to scare you away, but to empower you to make the best choices for your individual needs. By understanding these common mistakes and being mindful of your health, you can confidently make sardines a delicious and powerful part of your wellness journey. To wrap it up, sardines are one of the most underrated superfoods around, but only if you treat them the right way. Packed with protein, omega-3s, calcium, and vitamins, they support your heart, brain, and bones while being one of the most budget-friendly foods you can buy. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. Do you eat sardines often or have a favorite way to prepare them? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. And if you'd like to keep learning, we've got 2 more videos ready for you. Just click on one and we'll see you there. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.